Canadian International Air Show is happening this Labor Day weekend over downtown Toronto. It's Canada's biggest and longest running air show, and we're getting you in the mood. We're at the Burlington Air Park with the one and only Trevor Rafferty. So nice to meet you, and thanks for having us here.
Nice to meet you. I'm glad you came out today.
Yes, it is a beautiful day for it, isn't it?
It is a perfect day. It doesn't get any better.
Yeah. Is this the plane that you'll be flying in the air show?
It is, yeah.
Tell us about this plane now. I know you have a very interesting background, how it all began at a young age, and you're from Hamilton.
I am born and raised in Hamilton, yeah. Sort of Mount Hope area, but worked in the steel companies all my life and lived in all different areas of Hamilton.
And what made you want to fly and get into this?
So my father was a pilot and just flew little airplanes like this, not for a living or anything, and I grew up at a little airport, and on the weekends we flew and built airplanes, and yeah, still doing it.
And you actually built this. How long does it take to build a plane?
So it can take a long time, but I worked pretty steady on this one. I had a day job working at the steel company, and I worked every night on this thing, did it in 3.5 years.
Wow, 3.5 years, but it paid off, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is number 5. I've built 5 airplanes so far.
5, wow. And you are an aerobatics instructor.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, actually just from flying aerobatics all my life, and then this school got running, Upright Aviation Academy in Burlington. And Jeff owns the company, Jeff Armstrong, and he said he needed a pilot to bring an airplane home, and called me out of the blue and said, "Can you ferry this airplane home for me?" I did, and I've been working for him ever since.
Is it a real rush?
Yeah. It's kind of my day job now. You kind of forget. Yeah. You forget how exciting it is.
I mean, for someone like myself, I mean, come on,
yeah.
We're just very impressed right now.
Yeah.
But like you said, your day job, but we're quite in awe of all of this. And we're going to talk a little bit more about your plane and about the air show, again, happening over downtown Toronto. A quick question. The best place to watch the air show is where?
That one I don't really know. I'm not even...
Pretty much anywhere, look to the sky, right?
Yeah,
but I do know that on the website you can get tickets because there is a viewing area and they have people that will be hosting and making announcements. But I guess for your perspective, it's just you're up there and that's all you care about, right,
yeah.
Trevor?
I got the best seat in the house.
You do, okay. Coming up on Morning Live, more with Trevor Rafferty talking about the Canadian International Air Show happening this Labor Day weekend. Good morning. We're at the Burlington Air Park, a beautiful day to take flight, getting you in the mood, teasing you just a little bit about the Canadian International Air Show, which is happening over downtown Toronto Saturday, Sunday, and Monday from noon to 3:30. And we have Chief Pilot Trevor Rafferty here. Trevor, your plane is beautiful. What's the name of your plane?
So technically it's a Pitts Model 12.
Okay.
Curtis Pitts has been designing airplanes since the 40s, and this is kind of his final design. Everybody always asks me, did you name the airplane? It's like, no, I didn't name the airplane.
You name it?
No,
now maybe, how about Shelly? I'm just kidding. Weather, obviously a factor when you fly. It's a beautiful day right now, but tell us, how does weather impact your flying schedule? So
we're what we call VFR, visual flight rules, for any of this kind of flying. So it has to be, you have to be able to see 3 miles, and you have to have 1,000 feet above the ground and all that kind of thing. So yeah, to us it's really, really critical. The airlines and stuff, of course, they can fly through the clouds. It's not as critical sort of a thing, but for us we got to have good weather.
Well, because I see you're not enclosed. Do you have something that can enclose?
I do not. Nope, it's a convertible all year round. And there's not even instruments in there. There's just barely enough instruments to do what we're doing. So that's why the weather has to be good.
You're brave.
No, not at all.
See, you're humble. You're humble and brave. What would the perfect weather day be to fly? Is this almost too much sun?
No, this is actually perfect.
This is the perfect day, so you want as clear and bright as possible.
Yeah, and the lack of clouds just tells us that there's no convective activity, so it's going to be smooth air. It's not going to be bumpy. The sun heats the ground, and that's what makes the air rise, and that's what makes clouds. So when it's cloudless like this, it's a perfect day.
I think I should bring you in and do weather for us at CHCH. One more quick question. For the air show this weekend, how long will you be up in the air doing what you do?
My act is about 9 minutes.
Oh, wow, that's long.
I don't know. I always feel like I should do more, but after about 9 minutes, you start to bore people. People are like, what's next?
Really?
Yeah. So there's kind of a formula. 9 minutes is about.
Okay.
Some people do 9 to 12 minutes, something in there.
All right. We're going to put a website up on our screen. You can go and check out how you can watch the Canadian International Air Show live. You can see Trevor up in the air and a whole bunch of wonderful people up there, wonderful pilots. And if you can't watch it outside, there is a way to live stream it as well, and that's all on their website. We'll be back on Morning Live. Chief Pilot Trevor Rafferty getting ready for the Canadian International Air Show happening this Labor Day weekend, and it is Canada's biggest and longest running air show. And Trevor, lots to do to get a plane ready for flight. I mean, how does it work?
A little bit. We start out by doing a walk around to check anything you can see, nuts and bolts, and that everything moves that should move. And then generally before we start it up, just what it takes to get the engine running. It's a new airplane, but it's old technology.
And by the way, folks, an airplane that Trevor built. Sorry, just had to add that in.
Thank you. So the old technology is that this engine mostly is the way they used to do things, this radial engine. The oil tends to fill in the lower cylinders. So before I get it going, you got to clear the cylinders and I pull the propeller through. Oil comes out. You can see there's always oil under the airplane. That's not because it's an old leaky airplane. That's the way they are.
Just the way they are.
Just the way they are. So, and then this airplane also starts on air. It has a high pressure air system. So I'm gonna make sure there's air in the bottle, charge the bottle, open the air system, and prime it and it'll go.
And you said it took 3 years, 3.5 years to build
3.5
this?
years to build, yeah.
Wow.
Which is, it was steady work.
Yeah.
Sounds like a long time, but it goes by fast. It's not a long time.
Now, when you fuel it up, how far of a distance can it go?
So for the aerobatics, we never want to be heavy, so I don't take a lot of gas. During the show, it might have 12 gallons of gas in it, but we got to get to the show. So it carries 30 gallons in the main tank and 20 gallons, there's a wing tank as well. So yeah, it's 50 gallons of gas on board if I'm going somewhere.
And why is there 2 tanks?
Just because there's limited space in there.
Oh,
just
I
trying
see.
Just trying to
Really?
find
Is
places
that
to
why?
fit. Yeah, just trying to fit it. It's a small airplane. It actually looks imposing because of the big engine. It's a small airplane.
What was the hardest part about building this airplane?
Just the patience.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There gets to a point where it starts out, I'm building an airplane, and it ends up, I need an airplane. Like, let's get through this. I need an airplane.
Where did you build it, Trevor?
My home airport is York, which is between Caledonia and Cuga.
Nice.
And I have a little hangar there, and I build airplanes in there.
Wow. Well, we're really excited to see you fly this Canadian International Air Show, again, happening this weekend, folks. And just head outside, check it out. There is a viewing area near Lake Shore in Toronto where you can go and watch all of these amazing planes and pilots take flight. And if you can't head outside, like we mentioned earlier, you can watch it. They're streaming it live, and we'll have all that information up on our screen. And coming back, a little bit more time with you, Trevor, because, we're just having such a great time here. Great day for flying, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Thanks.
Good morning from the pits. Getting ready to take flight and getting ready for the Canadian International Air Show happening in downtown Toronto. Trevor Rafferty here, Chief Pilot and Aerobatics Instructor, has been spending the morning with us in his beautiful plane that, by the way, he built himself. By the way, he's from Hamilton, and by the way, he's just a fantastic guy. And you are going to go easy on me, right?
I am.
Okay. Can you tell us about the flight that will happen for you at the air show? Just walk us through it. What are you going to be doing up there in the sky?
You're going to see everything, loops, rolls. I'll be going straight up, straight down, upside down, close to the ground. It's going to be a wild show.
And how good are your seat belts? I mean, there isn't a roof in this plane.
Yeah, there's actually 2 sets of seat belts, and one of them has a ratchet on it so you can really ratchet yourself in.
Now, when you do we call them tricks, or what do we call them? Aerobatics?
Aerobatics.
Aerobatics.
Yeah. Some people frown on calling them stunts. I'm not opposed to it.
Okay. When you do it, do you have to take a certain amount of time in between each stunt? Can I say stunt?
No,
You said I could.
It's going to happen pretty fast.
Oh, so you would do a roll and a flip?
Yeah.
And do you have a routine, or is it just whatever you feel like doing?
I do. I have a routine that's been constructed ahead of time, and I follow it pretty strictly.
And how high up do you go?
Right from the surface to about 2,000 feet.
And are there things that you do that are closer to the ground, or is it all at the same level?
No, it'll all be pretty close to the ground.
Wow. Okay, well, we don't want to spoil it too much. I know I'm asking you a lot of detailed questions,
that's all right.
but we do want people to watch the show, and it is Canada's biggest and longest running air show. We have information on our screen here. There's a website where you can go and get yourself some tickets if you want to go to the viewing room, or just head outside and look towards the Lake Shore in Toronto. It looks like it's going to be a nice weekend for it as well.
It does. It's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, hopefully Mother Nature follows through with us. So thanks so much again. We're at the Burlington Air Park here, and just, getting you ready, getting you excited to watch this amazing air show happening this Labor Day weekend. Are we going to get this baby going now?
All right.
Okay, Trevor.
Clear prop.